What's up, everybody? This is Devin. Welcome to another episode of CryptoBeard, the channel devoted to keeping you in the know with everything that's happening in the crypto sphere. Let's get into today's video where we're going to talk a little bit about the markets, what's happening in crypto right now, as far as the movement with Bitcoin and in the markets as a whole. Also, what does the macro picture look like for the economy? Are we looking at the next Great Depression, or are we looking at the next Great Recession? Or is it not even going to be that bad? Let's talk about it right now. For starters, everybody, what has happened with Vald, I think is how you pronounce it, Vald, and Voyager is no bueno for the crypto markets. Brought around about additional negativity. However, we're starting to see these smaller projects, because in relativity to the entire market, this is smaller. We're starting to see how that plays out in price action. We're not seeing huge sell-offs after we get this bad news. And that's because people that were going to abandoned ship. Now, this is why I feel like we are at the bottom. I don't see us pushing past those previous lows of 17,500 or 17,600, wherever it was, right in there. I just don't see us going below that due to this this base that we have, where the investors that we have now, they're looking to hold. They're not looking to let go and lose more upside potential. So that's my thoughts with that. And with that said, we see upward momentum with Bitcoin on the day, looking like we could close up past that $20,000 mark, which would be good. That'd be nice, positive news for us all to go to sleep on a positive note. However, what does the future hold? What does the future hold? Bitcoin and Ethereum both beating the markets today, moving back up at the end of the day, may even close on a positive note. But what does the future hold? I believe, guys, that our future is dictated by our past. And what I mean by that is, we know that certain actions by the Fed have massive impact on what we are going to see. So with that said, let's talk a little bit about why we are where we are and what we can expect in the future due to past and prior actions. So guys, the reason why we're at where we're at is primarily due to two factors. One is money printing. However, I will say that the economic pains that we feel right now is not just because of money printing, because we've had that and we've never had these momentums before, but the massive amount of upswing in oil, the massive and quick jolt that we've seen there, has caused some true shock to the markets, as well as fear that oil prices could go even higher. Has brought about a bunch of fear to the markets, because here's the reality, everybody, is that when oil goes up, the price of everything goes up. Why? Because everything is either shipped on a truck, is either being made by power produced from oil, or in some way or another directly dependent upon the price of oil. Now you say, Devin, that's not true. Well, yes, it absolutely is. Even your electric car, if you have one, is affected by oil, because what do you think is generating the power for that vehicle? A lot of it is coming from fossil fuels. Why? Because for some odd reason there's still negative stigma with nuclear energy, even though it actually is the cleanest energy, especially when we're talking about the longevity of equipment and the effect that defective equipment eventually have on the environment, like what you see with old solar panels and old outdated blades for windmills. Okay, all of that stuff has a lifespan, and then compared to nuclear power, there's no comparison. Nuclear is by far the cleaner energy. But for some odd reason, there's a negative stigma, and so there's been less development in that arena. And so what can we expect for the future? Well, it really depends. Is the leadership that is in place right now going to stick to their green guns? And what I mean by that is are they going to continue not to renew leases on federal land, or are they going to do more to promote the growth of the oil supply? And I honestly don't have a lot of hope there. I don't believe that they're going to change from policy. They've been pretty consistent up until this point, so there's no reason to think that they're going to change. Now, when we start to see stocks have another shift downward, which I expect will probably be the case around September-ish. That is historically when we've had these movements before. When we start to see these shifts downward, the question is will Bitcoin follow those moves? I assume it'll follow partially, but we also have to ask ourselves, where are hedge funds and big money going to park it? Are they going to park it in assets that are losing their value, or an asset that's already lost a ton of value and is a great buy? My bet is with Bitcoin in that arena. But I am not God, and I do not know everything. And this is not investment advice, so take it with a grain of salt. Now, what I do know is that when we start to have downward movement, if there is big commercial players involved, we could see Fed intervention. What do I mean? I mean more QE. Yes, that's right. Remember back in 2008 when Lehman Brothers were too big to fail? Do you remember that? Yeah, we could see another scenario like that, and I think we will see it. What do I think that means for the economy? Well, I think that there will be a further downward shift, but I don't think that we will see Great Depression-like activity. Rather, we will see even more inflation, but not the inflation that hampers the market like you currently see, which is related a lot to oil. We'll see what I call shadow inflation, which is money that enters the system that you don't realize, that actually makes things better for the short time, but in the long run ends up costing all of us, making us all poorer. Now, how can we avoid that poverty? Well, we can avoid it by investing into solid money-making assets like Bitcoin, that has a different value system because of decentralization. And if you're curious about what that means and what exactly I'm talking about, stay tuned, because I'm going to be doing a video all about decentralization, why you need to know what it is, and the dangers of centralized entities, how they have hurt people, how they will continue to hurt people in the future, and what to look out and how to minimize your risk. Hey, that's it for today, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I've enjoyed bringing it to you, and I look forward to bringing you more valuable content. So if you have any questions, concerns, or thoughts, please let me know, and I look forward to posting things in regard to that. So guys, hope you have an awesome day. Enjoy it. Be blessed. We'll catch you next time. Peace.